Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my 3 takeaways from the FranklinCovey Powerhouse episode that I released this past Monday. I knew that this episode was going to be an absolute game changer for people. I knew that, and I'm not just saying this because this is my podcast. Of course, I am a little biased, but I truly believe that this episode, the clips that I have compiled for here, is one of the most valuable podcast episodes out there in terms of leadership, in terms of building self-confidence, and in terms of executing on your goals. Like, if you're looking to level up in your career, if you're looking to level up in your personal development and your personal goals, this episode is for you. And if you know somebody, a friend or a family member who's looking to do one of those things, or you think might benefit from listening to this, make sure you share this episode with them because, like I said, I know it's going to be a game changer. It was such a game changer for me just interviewing these individuals, and I loved going back and trying to find the correct clips to extract for you guys to compile into one episode. And I think that these 3 clips were super powerful from these 3 guys. And my 3 takeaways from today, or for today, are going to be one from each of the individuals. And I'm going to start with Stephen M.R. Covey. And I asked him, how can we start following through with the promises that we make to ourselves a little bit more? And takeaway number 1 is going to be his answer. And he said, treat it as a promise. Treat it as a commitment. Like, if you really treat it as an integrity issue, then you're going to hold yourself to a higher standard in terms of following through with it. Like, he talks about how a lot of times we don't treat ourselves with the same level of follow through as we treat others. Like, if we make a commitment to somebody else, we're a lot more likely to actually follow through with it than a lot of times we are with ourselves. So we need to really treat it as an integrity issue. And I really loved how he define the difference between honesty and integrity. Honesty is when your words match reality, and integrity is when reality matches your words. I really love that distinction because it's like when you say something, then you actually go do it. That shows that you have integrity. So again, anytime you make yourself a commitment, it could be something just super small on your to-do list, but treat it as a commitment, treat it as a promise. And if you see it as that high of implications, you're a lot more likely to follow through with it. And you will start to see, you're going to start to build this reputation with yourself that I'm the kind of person who follows through with these small things, these small commitments, these small promises that I make to myself. And when I do those small things, that reputation starts to build on itself, and you start to follow through with those big things that you say you want to do, that you say that you want to go accomplish. Takeaway number 2 has to do with Chris McChesney, and this is one of his most famous quotes, and he says that there's always going to be more good ideas than there is the capacity to execute. I think every single person feels this right now. Every single one of you can probably relate this, right? We all feel like we're so boggled down. There's so many good things out there that we want to go do, but there's so many things coming at us, and we can't do them all, right? But we have to focus on the things that are truly that important. And it kind of comes down to Pareto's principle. If you guys don't know what that is, it says that 20% of our actions are going to provide us with 80% of the outcome. And there are so many applications of the Pareto principle. The one that I think about the most is I probably wear 20% of the clothes that I actually wear 80% of the time, right? We always have these things at the bottom of our drawers or in the back of our closet that we only bring out for the special occasions. But again, kind of back here, that there's always going to be good ideas that we have to leave on the table that we're not able to act upon. So we really have to take the time to sit down and focus on what is really going to move the needle, what is really going to help us take action on getting closer to our wildly important goals, those most important goals. And make sure you guys get his book, The 4 Disciplines of Execution. If you have not gotten it yet, I'm telling you, it's an absolute game changer. Takeaway number 3 has to do with a quote that Scott Miller said, and this is undercommit and over-deliver. He talks about how he kind of struggles with this in his own life right now, in the sense that you always want to say yes to people. You never want to feel like you're leaving anything on the table. And that kind of goes into principle number 2, but you always try to please other people too. But you want to make sure you don't overpromise and underdeliver, because that's when you lose confidence in yourself with following through the promises that you make to yourself and to others, and you lose trust in others that they don't believe that you're going to actually follow through with your word. So you want to be very careful about what you commit to, and make sure that when you actually commit to it, you're fully in. You're fully committed. You're not just 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So undercommit, over-deliver. Again, guys, real quick, my 3 takeaways. Number 1, treat it as a promise. Treat it as an integrity issue, and you're much more likely to view it as something that absolutely has to get done. And make sure you go get Stephen M. R. Covey's book, The Speed of Trust. Number 2 is more good ideas than the capacity to execute. You're always going to have to leave good ideas on the table. You have to really focus in on those things that are going to move the needle on your wildly important goals. Make sure you get his book, The 4 Disciplines of Execution. And number 3, undercommit, over-deliver. Be really particular with the things that you say yes to, because you want to make sure you can actually deliver on them to the best of your ability. You don't want to just do a million things halfway, 50%. You want to do a couple things 110%. And make sure you get his book, Management Mess to Leadership Success. All bestsellers, all game changers in your life. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed these 3 takeaways. I hope you enjoyed that special episode with those clips that I brought in from all 3 of these amazing guys with Franklin Covey. I think it's a game changer. So make sure you go back and listen to it. Take notes. Make sure you share it with a friend, with a family member, so you can help them elevate their lives, because that's what leadership is all about. I just had an awesome interview with a guy named John Eads that'll be coming out in a number of weeks now. But leadership is about elevating others. So send them the episode. Be a leader in their life. Be a champion in their life by revealing to them some of these takeaways and some of these things that can allow them to start improving closer and closer to their best selves, and that you can start doing to get closer and closer to your best you.